Okay, I'm back. And we're gonna do the external rotations now. So what I've done now is I'm gonna sit on the bench and gonna try to find the right angle for you here. And I just use my home. And this right now is a light long TheraBand, which has very light resistance. So remember that these long, the external rotations are not gonna be something heavy moves, low reps, because you're gonna use all of the muscles around the shoulder complex much more. So external rotations is something that you wanna really focus on technique. Don't use every other muscle. So, and you're also gonna see you have different range of motion, how much you can external rotate and so on. So, as everything else in fitness life, it never stops. There's always new things to do, and I'm so happy about that, because imagine if we had nothing to do. Just be bored and have nothing to do? Never in fitness life. All right, so in order to get the peak contraction here, I know that the band has to pull from here. So what I'm gonna do here is I set it up and I'm aligning it to be close to my elbow forearm at 90 degrees horizontal position to the floor. So I have to kind of scoot down like this. So that's what you do, the fat pony mode. So now I'm gonna try this out now. So I'm gonna do a trial. Is this the right angle? This would be a really good one for me. So now, from this angle though, I'm gonna have no tension in the start. Doesn't matter because I can use pulsing reps. And here's another thing for shoulder stability. Look here. You're gonna do the walk down, the walk back and forth, external, passive, isometric contraction. So here my external muscles, the infraspinatus and the teres minor, unless I forget something now, and the rear posterior shoulder, deltoid. It's passive, it's isometric, like a plank. It's gonna keep the tension. So when you walk back and forth, you're gonna have that muscle hold you in place. So this is what I do then. Look here. Up and back like this, up and back and forth. And here I think about the plane that I'm moving in, the anatomical plane. It's back and forth, and it's I think the sagittal plane. Chun, 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 chun. Frontal, back and forth like that. Horizontal, this one. So back and forth, this like that is gonna have burning sensations on the back of the shoulder, which is great here for stability. And then, remember I told you about the microwave lift that, Jesus, you're gonna break your shoulder if you don't know this move. So here is a typical danger zone. Opening the microwave and taking out something out here. This position out here, I have to watch myself. Heavy load in this front and your shoulder's gonna be like this. And that's when you pop a shoulder and it's dangerous. So, oh, here's my heating pillow. So make sure that you are, when you do the microwave maneuver, if you have this ridiculous position in front of you, on top of your oven, I mean, if you want maximum radiation, wouldn't this be? They always say stay away from it, but here I'm cooking, I'm gonna radiate all my life. I've done that since I grew up. So I'm gambling, right? I'm gonna die from this radiation probably. Or from sucralose consumption, because I like that. So another way you can have stability then in your shoulders is I'm gonna show you another move. Now you're gonna hold this. This one. Again, think about it, putting it in the position where your forearm is gonna be around horizontal to the floor. So the right angle. So you don't want this angle. It's the wrong angle. This one is right. Like this. Okay. So here we have the external rotation, which I will not feel the most contraction in the peak contraction site here. What do? Didn't work? Now. So now the tension is in the right spot. So you have to walk back and forth And now you can do the same thing as I did on the other shoulder. The walk back and forth like that. So you want to make sure that the hand is not doing this. This means that the shoulder, the external muscles are fatiguing. So you're gonna be like walking back and forth, making sure that the hand isn't doing this. It's not going inwards. It's staying like there's two walls between, one wall here, one here. You can only move the arm in that area. This builds stability in holding strong as you move it. So all your muscles, the pecs, the lats, the big movers have more power because the small workers that keep it in place are strong. And the small things are what breaks apart. So here on my shoulder, I am doing my stability training because this is the shoulder that I'm nursing. It's all over messed up. So that's why I'm doing this static isometric. Right now, I cannot have a push-up stance. It hurts. It's just very bad. No training pretty much. So I'm taking time just to make sure that I'm focusing on all other areas to prepare and repair my body so I can come back stronger. So, ooh, really good one. Shoulder training, mobility training, band stuff, prehab, rehab. The longer you train, the more you're gonna have to just do. This is what you spend the most time on. The heavy lifting is the least. All this prep, post and pre, and do everything together and have your own, you're gonna end up having your own laundry list of everything you have to do in order to be able to train like your life depends on it, because it's a full-time job. Even though you're not a professional athlete, you have to train like one. You live like an athlete without a sport. That's me. I live fitness life. I want to be jacked as long as I can, and that requires me to do the work. It's no different than I can say, I want to have the body, but I also want to eat everything, and I don't want to count anything. I don't want to keep myself in check. I just want it all. Yeah, never gonna happen. So as long as I want to train hard and try to do it after 24 hours going with 24 years of training, and I have no plans on stopping until I die, and I want to do it at any level I can. I gotta do what I gotta do, and that's why I show you all these tricks, because I love this. I love having things to work on. I love there's a new challenge. Everything that is setback or crybaby, oh, I'm injured, I use it to make sure that you have a better way of mentally thinking, what am I gonna do with my fitness life? Because what you do when you get injured or something happens, everything, you just eat everything in sight, and then you gain a lot of fat that is not good for you, and then you get angry and depressed and sad, and then you drink alcohol, and then everything just goes down. Pick yourself up right when you notice you're going downwards. And that's what, if you fitness paradise life, you're gonna notice that fitness life keeps you engaged. It gives you the happiness, feelings, the endorphins. Your body and your mind, your psychology rewards you when you do what is good for you. And you know that you can pretend that, that it's not that important for you, but you know how it feels when you're fit and strong and healthy and you feel free. You're not doing this because you have to. It's not strugglesome. You have taken the time to learn and master your mind, to master your body, and notice that when you have discipline, you have freedom. It's so different, and it applies to both training, to nutrition, to mental training, to everything in life. So if you can learn how to override your weakness, override your so-called impatience, and you're crying about how hard it is, and just notice that the crying that is hard, the suffering that you need to deserve to be rewarded. You have to work hard to get rewarded. All that is a blessing. If you got it for free, you wouldn't ever want it. And that's how you become a spoiled bitch. And I don't want to be that. Because fitness paradise life for me is a luxury, it's a privilege, it's an honor.